Welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repair. Today on the channel we're checking out our very first Ibanez. This is an SA260FM. Alright, so yeah, this is the SA260FM from Ibanez. And this is kind of their more inexpensive series. This is a Chinese-made version. But it still has some pretty great specs on it. So this one has a flame maple top with humbucker and 2 single coils, and with a 5-way switch. And it's also got a matching headstock. And the fretboard is made of a material called jatoba, which is kind of a reddish wood. It looks nice. And so yeah, flame maple top, and it's got an akume body. Again, that's another wood I'm not familiar with, although it does look very similar to mahogany. Then you've got your maple neck. The necks on these Ibanezes are super thin and fast, and it's got a nice satin finish on the neck. And then the body is just very thin. So we'll measure that a little later, but this is kind of similar to the S series Ibanezes. They're very, very thin and light and fast playing guitars, so pretty cool. Then we've got our black sort of plastic nut there. Yeah, and these guitars are about 600 Canadian, brand new. I picked this one up used, and we're going to go over it and see what it needs and try it out and hear how it sounds. Alright, let's get it on the bench and get its specs. Weighing in at 6 pounds, 13.2 ounces. Alright, with the nut is 1.656, and at the 12th, a 2.046. Neck depth at the first fret is 0.768, and at the 12th fret 0.839. Alright, here's the neck profile. So it's kind of like a flatter D neck. It's very thin and narrow, and feels really fast to play. Check our pickup readings. So in the 5th position, the humbucker on the back, we're reading at 8.548. And then in the 4th position, 2.16. 3rd, and that's just the middle, is a 4.34. These two is a 2.15. And the neck pickup is reading a 4.22. There's our truss cavity, and just takes a standard style Allen key, and yeah, it seems to work fine. Not seized or anything. There's a look at our headstock. This guitar is in really good condition. There's hardly any marks anywhere on it. And that matching flamed black headstock is a nice touch. And our frets are in good condition. I'm going to run them through the fret polisher too, just to get them super shiny. I checked them with a fret rocker too. There's no high frets anywhere. And there's our jatoba fretboard, which looks nice. It's got some nice grain in there. And there we can see our flamed top Just gonna quickly go around the perimeter, show there's no marks or dings. Yeah, it's in quite nice shape. And let's have a look at our pickups here. Here's our neck pickup, and on the back you can't really see anything because it's covered with a foam block here, but it looks like they're ceramic pickups. You can see the magnet on the outside, and the routs look clean, and they're covered with shielding paint. We can't really see how thick our maple top is because it's all shield covered in there. I imagine at this price point it's not very thick, but I don't know because I can't see really. And yeah, there's no shelf or indication on the inside. Here's our middle pickup, same story. The route looks nice, shielded as well. And here's our humbucker. There's our cavity there. Again, nice routes. And we can see at the bottom of our route the Akume body. And there is our humbucker. Alright, so let me just check the specs, what those humbuckers are. So the neck pickup is a resolution single neck pickup passive ceramic from Ibanez. The middle is also a resolution single middle pickup passive, and the bridge pickup is a quantum humbucker, and that's ceramic as well. Alright, let's flip it over and check out the control cavity. Alright, here's our back cavity. There's our tremolo cavity. So that's all shielded as well. Looks like pretty like a basic Strat style trim. And I have a magnet. A magnet does not stick to the metal of the trim, so might be kind of a cheaper potted sort of a metal. And there is our pickup or control cavity there. It looks like it's a PCB switch, which is typical on kind of offshore models. And then it's got the smaller mini pots and a whole lot of wiring in there from all the pickups. So that all looks stock. And there is a quick look at our Akume body. Yeah, it is a very similar grain pattern as mahogany. And the back's also in nice shape. Here's another look at our neck. It's got some nice grain on the maple. And our tuners are pretty much standard offshore, inexpensive tuners. They seem to work fine, but nothing to write home about. And I also wanted to mention the binding on this guitar, because it's really well done. The finish on this guitar is great. This has the poly finish, but there's no finish flaws anywhere. And the neck pocket is also very nice and tight. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the neck off just to see what that pocket looks like. Alright, so here's our neck off of from the neck pocket. Nothing really to speak of here. It's just no markings or anything. It's just an L on there. And then on the body itself, just another L, and it looks like a 180, some sort of factory marking in there. But yeah, it's got a really nice heel carve here. It's really comfortable to get up to the higher frets on this guitar, and the neck pocket fits nicely, nice and snug. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and restring it and check the setup. Okay, I have it all restrung and set up and intonated. I just wanted to mention this bridge here, the tremolo rather. It's a 2-point tremolo system, and Ibanez calls it the T102 tremolo, and it seems to work pretty good. It stays in tune quite nicely. And I wanted to touch on the frets a bit too. I did polish them up so they're super shiny, and there's no sharp frets anywhere. It's just nice and totally smooth. So that's a bonus. Use the 3rd fret. The strings are resting just nicely against that 1st fret, so the nut is cut well. And I have it so there's just a tiny bit of relief in the neck. So you can see there's just the tiniest little gap there. So it's a pretty straight neck with just a tiny bit of relief. We can see our action is about 1.5 on the low E and about a 1 on the high E. So that's just exactly how I like my action on my guitars, nice and low. And I was able to achieve that action on this guitar with no buzz anywhere, which I will show you now. Alright, so yeah, nice low action, plays great, and there's no buzzing or fretting out anywhere. For a guitar in this price point, it's pretty crazy that it can be set up that low with no issues. I didn't have to do any fret levels or anything else like that, and using the fret rocker, I can see that it was nice and level all the way across. So very nice build quality on this guitar. I just want to point out how well this guitar stays in tune as well with the trem system. So nice and in tune there. I'm just going to really reef on it with the trim. And then so yeah, stays in tune crazy well. Not a lot of guitars can do that with the trem system, so it's pretty impressive. Okay, we're plugged into the Fender Deluxe 65 Reverb. Instead of the Bugera PS1 Power Soak, I'm using a Carl's speaker soak attenuator, which is a new attenuator that I've got that we're going to be covering right away on the channel. But anyway, I'm just plugged into the amp clean. And I've got the guitar right here. So let's just see how it sounds clean on each pickup, and then we'll switch to a little bit more dirt. Okay, I've got the amp set at 4.5, the treble's at 5.5, the bass is at 5.5, the reverb's at 2, and I'm just running into it clean on my bridge pickup here, and let's just see how it sounds. That's position 1. I'm going to move to 2 here. 2. which is the middle pickup. And then 4 here. My neck pickup right here. All right, yeah, so the pickups actually sound quite nice, clean. Just gonna do some strumming in each position. So yeah, nice pickups. They sound good. Now I'm going to go ahead and give them a little dirt and crank up the amp. So I'm cranking up the amp to about 7 to get some of that natural 2 distortion. And I'm turning up my Toro servo pedal for the gain. So I'm on the bridge pickup here. Alright, moving into the second position. Middle pickup. They sound great with a little bit of distortion on them. Yeah, they sound great with a little bit of distortion. I really like that bridge pickup here, that humbucker, although all positions are quite usable. Alright, so I've got this new metal pedal. It's called the Box of Metal by Zvex, or I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But I thought it'd be a good time to try it out with the Ibanez. We're going to do a full review and demo of this pedal as well. So final thoughts on the Ibanez SA260FM. Very nice guitar. It's extremely well made for the price point. I mean, they go for around $600 Canadian. And yeah, the fit and finish is outstanding, and the setup on this was great. I've got it right where I want it, really low, so about 1.5 at the low E at the 12th and about 1 at the high E. That's where I keep my Gibsons, and this has no problem playing that low. The frets are nice and level. Checked with the fret rocker. The Jatoba fretboard looks pretty nice. It's really nice, that kind of a reddish brown. And the Akume back looks good too. You've got that nice comfort carve. It's very comfortable and very light. So under 7 pounds, I think it was 6 pounds, 13 ounces. You get that really nice flame maple top, and it does move. There is movement. I'm not sure how thick it is. Can't really find that information anywhere, but it looks the part. It looks really good. With a matching headstock with the flame maple on it as well. The neck is a D profile, so it's nice and thin and flat. Easy to play, really fast. The pickups were actually really nice. They sound great. They're kind of they're Ibanez proprietary pickups, but they look kind of just like cheapy offshore pickups, but you can't argue with the sound. They sound really good. And I guess the only criticism I have on this is the tuners could be improved. However, it did stay in tune great, even with the trem. So I did show that. I was using the trem a lot, and I never had to retune, which is really rare. So maybe keep the tuners, I guess, if they're working the way they should. The electronics are on the cheaper side. I mean, the pickups seem great, but the PCB switch could be swapped out with something a little higher end, and then the mini pots could be swapped out with like CTS pots. But the input jack looked fine. Again, that stop, or the piece for the tremolo didn't take a magnet, so it's kind of that cheaper kind of a pot metal, so that could be upgraded as well. But these are also very small little upgrades that would make this guitar even better. But yeah, great. Plays great, nice and comfortable to sit with because it's so light. This is a great couch guitar. And it stays in tune great, and it plays really nice. Yeah, very nice guitar. If you're interested in this specific guitar, I'm going to have it up on the Reverb, so just check the description for the link for that. But other than that, and that's going to be it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Beckler Guitars and Repairs. And we'll have more for you really soon. We got that new attenuator to check out and that new metal pedal that I just got. So stay tuned. Thanks. Have a great day.